If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Happy November, everyone, and welcome to Toya's Cafe Podcast. Today is 11/1/2020. Those numbers are special to me. So why not start the month off with a new podcast episode? Today, we're going to talk about the word uncomfortable. What does it mean to be uncomfortable? If you haven't already, go grab yourself some coffee, tea, hot chocolate. It's fall time. It's a little cold. Get cozy as we talk about being uncomfortable. Thanks for joining in with me on today, everyone. As I stated in my opening, I will be talking about uncomfortable. What does it mean to be uncomfortable? I'm not talking about just physically, like I'm sitting on the couch and I'm uncomfortable. No, I'm not talking about that. It's more deeper than that. It's a mental state and a spiritual state of being uncomfortable. Let me just share with you all my story. We're going to go back to August. So on August the 22nd, it stormed horribly here. And we were just in the house. It was a Friday night. And we walked to the back in our bedroom and water is everywhere. I mean, guys, it's horrible. So it was like, where's this water coming from? We figured it out. It's raining. The water somehow is getting in from outside, up under the foundation of our apartment. And it's only in our bedroom. So we called maintenance. Basically, it was nothing that they can do because, it's storming bad. So the water has leaked out from our bedroom to the other bedroom. And we're like, we just don't understand this. So the next morning, that Saturday morning, they sent a company out to come suck up all the water, take the padding up out of the carpet. And that's when everything started, August the 22nd. When I tell you from August to now, till November the 1st, I have been in a place of just being uncomfortable, just in my mental place, even physical, to be honest with you, and spiritually because of things that has transpired. So let's get back. So we're dealing with this. The guy that came out to take up the padding, he said, I'll be back in about 45 days once it dries. He came back out. He put in more padding. What happens next, guys? It rains on August the 31st. We have the same problem. Guy has to come back out. All this is going on. So in my mind, I'm like, why is my apartment complex not fixing this? Like, what steps are you guys taking to fix this? So on Labor Day, they sent a company out to start the repairs. They was out here for about a week, pulling up gravel, just a whole lot of noise. Then they sends me a report back. Oh, Miss Taylor, Mr. Folston, everything gets fixed. And I'm like, okay. So we put all of our furniture back, floors dry, we're living. September the 17th, we get bad rain again, guys. And what happens? We're flooding. And this time, it's actually a little worse because the rain was a little harder. By this time, I'm upset. Maintenance comes out. They're like, we don't know. This company has actually been out twice. No, this was the second time. So they came and took pictures, because our maintenance guys was like, this is beyond us. Like, we have to hire an outside company, contact corporate. So they come in taking all these pictures. The company come back out. The company came back out on a Tuesday morning when it was raining. Once it started raining, they left. So again, we go through the whole process of putting furniture back. Now, in the middle of this, things have been ruined. We got a storage unit to put a lot of stuff into storage just in case it kept happening. So keep that in mind. And also, we have stayed at hotel rooms because, if you know me, I have asthma. And moisture creates all type of breathing problems for people with asthma. So, the company comes, like I said, the company came out and then they left. They closed out our work request on October 1st, maybe? I think it was. I think it rained again. And, no, let me take that back. On October 1st, I think it rained again and we got bad rain. Same process. On October the 10th, it stormed so bad. If you look out our window, you see there's nothing but water. So I knew that this time it was going to create a lot of water. I contact maintenance. They came here about 11 o'clock. So it was like 9:30 that night. And they call our property manager. And her direct words was, I'll deal with this when I get to the office on Monday. At this time, I'm already furious, but I am just over the edge. Like, I do not understand this. So, I cannot use my bedroom. My other bedroom that we pretty much use for, like, just working in and just storage, can't use that. We are in our living room. Like, my bedroom turns into my living room and my office area. We're staying in hotels again when it's raining because of the moisture. I end up getting a bad cough on October the 3rd. I went to my doctor on a Saturday. I went to see my primary care doctor. And she's like, oh my gosh, like, you know, you're breathing. I have inflammation on my lungs. And then in the midst of me going because I have a bad cough, she says, we don't understand why your blood pressure is so high. And guys, when I walked into the doctor that morning, I was dizzy. But I didn't think, you know, it was nothing dealing with my blood pressure. So they give me medicine to help with the wheezing and the breathing. And guys, I've taken COVID tests. I knew I didn't have COVID. So this was a Saturday. She said, you need to come back on a Wednesday. We're going to run blood work. So I went back to the doctor that following Wednesday. I'm still on the medicine to help with the wheezing, blood pressure medicine. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't understand this. I've never had blood pressure issues before. Just never did. And I felt, when I tell you guys the way that my body felt, it felt like my body was breaking down. Mind you, I'm not sleeping in my bed. I'm sleeping on my couch. I'm working from home. I'm in physical therapy for something else. Just so much was going on. And I remember laying down and I cried. And I said, Lord, I don't understand this place that I'm in. I'm very uncomfortable. And I was nervous one night because my arms and my legs went numb. And I was like, God, I hope I'm not having like a stroke or, nothing dealing with like an aneurysm, because my grandmother had an aneurysm. And I was nervous and I began to pray and I was able to like fall asleep. And I took this blood pressure medicine and it made me feel worse because my body's never taken this medicine before. And I was nervous. I didn't know. I didn't want to eat. I can't explain it. I felt bad. My body felt like I had been ran over by something. And so we're still dealing with this apartment situation. I ended up getting attorneys involved. And that was another headache. Like, we need you all to move out before we can get involved legally. It was just, everything was hitting me at once. Mind you, I still have a full-time job. And yeah, it was just so much. So that was all that first week of October. And, my mom passed away October the 3rd. So even during this time, mentally, I just don't feel like I was there. So we got the rain on October the 10th. And I'm like, I just cannot deal with this anymore. I need to figure this out. I'm contacting some realtors looking for a townhouse or a rental home so we can figure out, so we can just move. And if you live in Gwinnett County, Gwinnett County is not a cheap place to stay. So even with moving off top, the minimum $4,000, $5,000 just to move. Meaning when I say that, just getting everything together, getting a security deposit, first month's rent, transferring our utilities, getting a moving company. Like it becomes expensive. And my mind is like, oh my gosh. And I'm still, y'all know I'm very transparent. I'm still dealing with a garnishment. So it's kind of like, oh my gosh, like I have to go into an emergency savings. I don't want to do that. It was just, and me and Jay both going back and forth. Like, why should we have to pay for somebody else's negligence? So the week of October the 10th, we go through all of that. And again, every time it rains, I spend money to stay in a hotel. We have renter's insurance. Our renter's insurance claim have been denied 3 times because they said my apartment complex, this is their responsibility. My bedroom furniture is ruined. It's growing mold. Yes, uncomfortable. When I tell you very uncomfortable. So we got rain again, I think 2 Saturdays ago. So last weekend, rain again, I think it was the 24th, 25th. Did the same thing. We'd file a maintenance request. Property manager never contacted us back. So the other day I was home working and there were guys outside. They put tar outside of my bedroom window. And I said, Jay, did you see this? He was like, Toya, I don't know. He just put his hands up and walked back in. That was the night that we got bad rain in Atlanta and that hurricane or tropical storm Zeta. So it was a lot of rain. Now, I don't know what the tar was supposed to do. It did something. My room still got wet, but the water didn't leak out into my other bedroom. I still have not heard from my property manager, maintenance, nobody. It is November 1st. We still have not heard from them. Attorney called me and says, have you all got a mold analysis done yet? We had already purchased our own in-home mold kit to send off to the lab. She said, no, you all need to have a mold company to come in and do a formal inspection to do an analysis. I said, okay, we'll do that. Mind you, we have to pay out of pocket for that. That's between $300 to $500. On top of, I have to go back to my doctor and get some more blood work done to test for mold in my system. All on top, I still work from home. On top of, we have just life going on. Just this life. Last Wednesday night, I think it was, I was looking for new bedroom furniture because we're going to move eventually soon. We need new bedroom furniture. We should need new things. So let me go ahead and just start looking. And I was looking and a song came to me that I would sing when I was younger. The Lord keeps on blessing me right now. He woke me up this morning and started me on my way. And I began to sing that song and it began to minister in my spirit. And I began to cry and I began to pray because I'm like, Lord, you keep on blessing me. Even though I'm feeling uncomfortable, you still blessing me right now. And I began to just go into a moment of prayer and praise. And I just wanted to hear older gospel music that I remember hearing my mother and my grandmother and my aunts and my uncles play growing up as a child, because they would say, this is what gets you through the hardest times. Near the cross. Lord, please don't pass me by. These are songs that I'm playing. And it dawned on me that the prayers that my mom and my grandmother prayed over me when I was 5, those prayers are with me at the age of 35. And it hit me like, yes, I'm uncomfortable. In every aspect of my life, I feel very uncomfortable. But God protected me as a kid. He'll protect me as an adult. And being uncomfortable is it's not a negative thing. Being uncomfortable sometimes is preparing you for the greatest outcome that you ever could have expected for yourself. Being uncomfortable sometimes is God's way of shifting you, of pushing you, because we get so complacent sometimes in our current situation where we don't even understand that it's God, and we want to give the devil credit of God's glory. So everything that we're experiencing, I tell God, thank you. I would never allow the enemy to get God's glory. It looks bad. It feels bad. I have had sleepless nights. I've been afraid. But I know it's God preparing both of us for our greater, for the things that we've prayed for. And so when I say the word uncomfortable, it's okay to be in a phase of to be uncomfortable. Just know that when you're uncomfortable, God is preparing you for the things that you've prayed for. He's preparing you for your next level. He's preparing you for your next chapter in that book of life. So don't get afraid. Don't fall down into this deep depression. Just trust God. Trust the process. It's a part of His plan. It's a part of the purpose of your life. And I have to always remind myself that I'm my biggest critic. And so even with going through this situation with my apartment, I'm like, what did I do 10 years ago that have me going through what I'm going through now? And I told myself, stop putting blame on yourself, because everything that you've experienced, it was a part of the plan and the purpose. Trust the process. And that's what I want to tell you all today. You might be going through, it is a new month. It is November the 1st. It is 1/1/120. We're so focused on this election on Tuesday. I will not allow that to even get me out of my realm, get me out of where God is taking me. Because this journey is personal for me. Everything that I'm going through right now is personal for me. And when I tell you all, I'm only giving you all some light to what's going on. I'm giving you the vague of what's going on in my life. Just know I've been uncomfortable. Actually, before August. But August 22nd started it. I don't know what God has in store for me, but I know it's greatness. I was destined for greatness. As a child, people prayed over me and spoke over my life. I was special. There was a light over me when I was a kid. And things that people said to me growing up, I didn't understand them. But as a 35-year-old woman, I totally understand them. Don't count yourself out because of your current situation. Don't fall into a trap of pity because of your current situation. If you're uncomfortable, okay, keep praying. Keep your faith. Don't allow fear to trap you. I have a slight bit of OCD, and the way that I'm living right now, it irks my nerves. All of my clothes are in baskets. I've taken things and took it to the storage unit. It's okay, because you want to know why? This is only temporary. But where God is taking me is to my permanent place of greatness and of happiness. Because every seed that I have sown, every tear that I have cried, everything that I have lost, God is going to give it back to me tenfold. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay for the trials and tribulations. I'm okay for the place of being uncomfortable, because God had to make me uncomfortable to push me to get to my greatest reality. So if you don't take nothing out of my story today, out of what I'm telling you, just remember to trust the process, and everything is going to be okay. My team lead and my manager, I tell them I feel like I'm on stages of Jumanji, and I don't know which stage I'm going to wake up to. So you have to find some humor in your sadness. Find humor in your dark days, because your dark days are only temporary. Don't dwell on them. And lastly, I want to leave you all with this. Things may seem strange. Things may seem just out of whack in your life right now, but it's okay. Keep smiling. Keep journaling. Keep your faith. Don't allow your oppositions to stop your opportunities. Don't allow your pain to stop your purpose. And most importantly, don't allow the enemy to take over and get God's grace. I love you all. Have an amazing November. Do something that you've always wanted to do. Start over. It's okay. We have 61 more days in this year. Make it the best days of yet. Make the best days of your life. I love you all, and I'll be back soon. Hi guys, don't forget to purchase your Toya's Cafe's inspirational journals and mugs. The link to our Etsy store is at toyascafe.com website, or on our Instagram or Facebook, Toya's Cafe. And also, if there's something special that you want on your mug or on your journal, feel free to email me at ltaylor@toyascafe.com. Also, check out Jay's store on Etsy, House, HAWSE, House Apparel, for his customized shirts and hats. And if there's something that you want there, please email him at info@houseapparel.com. Thank you all for all of your support. So both of us, again, have a great day.